I want to do a video about this lady. I want to do a video about, well, one of her songs, but I also want to do a video about her at some point. One of the first videos I ever made was about somebody called, oh my God, what was her name? Nazanin. And it was a video in which I just watched her and tried to deduce things about her life and what kind of person she was. And Agnes Obel's music makes me want to do that, but the beginning of this interview makes me want to do that even more. I'd love to sit through this entire interview and just try to pick out what kind of person is she and deduce what her life is like. But I went and grabbed this interview because I was interested in pronouncing her name the correct way. I presume that, what is she? She's Danish, that I'm probably not pronouncing her name correctly. I say Agnes Obel. That's not how to pronounce her name at all. It's pronounced like this.
My name is Agnes Obel.
Agnes Obel? I don't know how to. I'm just going to call her Agnes. I'm sorry. I'll call her Ines. I think that's what she's. No, that sounds terrible. I'll call her Ines. I'll call her Agnes. Sorry, Agnes. I'm a stupid American. I'm way off track already. I can't stop myself. Yeah, I want to sit through this video, this interview, and try to figure out what's up. Anyway, I heard her music. I've heard it over the years. I used to listen to college stations a lot, and they're really good for offbeat music, discovering new things. I found a lot of music in my life from college radio. And this now, before her time, I used to listen to like new age. There would be new age music shows on college radio, and there'd be like ambient music. To me, the stuff that she does is kind of after new age. If like ambient music progressed into new age, then she would be after that. I wonder, I wonder if she listened to Philip Glass. Philip Glass is probably. I'm going to listen to this interview at some point and see if she mentions him, because to me that's where she might be getting some of her technique from. But really, when I listen to her music, she sounds like a mathematician. Anyway, check out. I grabbed just like a 20-second clip out of this interview because it's so. Yeah, man, I want to watch this video and see what's going on, because just this beginning, this is the very beginning of this clip. This is what the interviewer asks her.
So first thing first, how are you?
I'm good.
It's very good to hear. So before we get
This is my first experience with hearing Agnes talk. And before we get into anything, good is a relative term in her life, I'm certain. And there's something about this guy that she doesn't like at all. I think this interview is like 25 minutes long. If she's got to do this for 25 minutes, I wonder what she's like at the end. Maybe she gets along better with him. But look at her; she is as tense as can be. She's perched on that sofa as if she's prepared to run. I think she doesn't like this guy, or it could be she just doesn't like people in general. It could be that, but it's probably this guy. That's my guess.
into the record, I'd like to jump back to where you kind of fell in love with music. And you started playing the piano quite early. What kind of feeling did it might be difficult to describe, but what kind of feeling did it give you that early on?
I think, it's so long time ago, so it feels like far, far away. But I think, in a way, it was some sort of stillness. And, okay, sounds funny, but connectedness to something.
That was the mother of all pregnant pauses. I loved it. I loved every awkward second of it. So anyway, I pulled out this song, "The Curse." I'm sure I've heard it before, but I didn't realize it was this good. And this recording of it, the videography, everything about this is awesome. This is really an exceptional piece of music, and I'd like to get into it and talk about it. Stop right away. It was important for the director, and maybe even Agnes pointed this out. They wanted to get that shot because they wanted to let us know they were layering this music. Like both both of the people playing with her are going to sample this music and then layer on top of it. So they wanted to make sure that we knew, this wasn't canned music per se. I think she does two more tracks. Like she does that striking track, and then she does a plucking track. And I think the cellist does one more track. I'm not certain, but already you can see how this music is going to be formed. This music has freaking mathematical precision. Holy smokes, you could even hear the foot pedal click off on that one. There's 82 quadrillion things to talk about. One of them is they've modified this piano. I noticed this. I watched this twice already. I'm trying to figure out what they did to it. It's like they restrung it somehow and changed the dampeners on it. I don't know. It definitely has a very particular sound that we're going to hear. It almost sounds chime-like. And I'm pretty sure that what she does is she keeps the top components to that piano when she moves it, and then they take it off when she's going to record it. And that microphone's like right in there. But what I want to say about the music in general, it feels very clinical to me. I don't want to say it sounds cold, but it does sound very scientific. And I'm sure there's going to be some Agnes fans who are like, you don't know what you're talking about. Because I'm sure a lot of people get very spiritual feelings from this type of music. And in a way, it reminds me of Michael Hedges from the New Age genre. Well, really the Windham Hill version of New Age music. I'm gonna pull up a piece of him at some point and put it in here if you don't know who Michael Hedges is. But she does have a very tactical approach to this. You just had to know she sat down and thought this all out over and over and over again. And it's the repetitive nature. I do like repetitive songs, and it reminds me a lot of Philip Glass too. She has to like Philip Glass. She definitely has to be a Philip Glass fan. But I have no doubt from childhood on, she just is very much into music in a very, my feeling is in a scientific way, like something needs to be solved, and I'm going to make the solution. It's like the way she layers this is as a mathematician would, that shows all of their work. Like, here's the formula, here's the basics of the formula, and here's how I improved upon it. That's what this music says to me. But also, I could see people feeling very deep and emotional bonds to this type of music as well. Man, I really love this song. I love those understated harmonies too, and the way her voice tails off on it. And the video itself is shot like this. It's a great effect, and I think to me it makes me it kind of it kind of backs up that feeling I get about just a very scientific approach to the music. These lights, why did they put them there? It's almost like they're in a doctor's office surrounded by technology. That's it's kind of a feeling I get. I wonder if that was intentional. Let me go find something from Michael Hedges. I got to put this in here. Man, there are no good recordings of Michael Hedges, but this is the similarity that I see. Like there's this repetitive structure upon which improvements are built, and you always return to the beginning of the repetitive structure and build on top of that again. And that's the kind of, I guess I wouldn't say all New Age music was like that, but it was different than just the idea of ambient music, which really was just sounds, sounds that would make you feel something. The New Age music was more like it's definitely, I wouldn't say, yeah, it was always pretty melodic, and it definitely had a feeling to it too, like ambient music too. It would be almost trance-like most New Age music, like this guy and George Winston. Very spiritual music, and the repetitive nature of it is what reminds me of Agnes.
Tell me now, the very soul that look alike. Do you know the stranglehold covering their eyes? If I call on every soul in the land and the blue, tell me if I'll ever know a blessing in disguise.
I hesitate to call it minimalistic because that makes it sound as if it's less than, and this is definitely not less than. Nothing is wasted here. Every sound is perfected. It all means something and it all fits together. I mean, I love it. I love music like that. I know it might not appeal to everybody, but with so much openness, you have just a lot of space to work with and everything means something. And I guess in a way, that's why she reminds me of Philip Glass. Man, she has to be a Philip Glass fan. She has to be. And like him, you could see music like this being used in soundtracks and movies. I wonder if she made any movie soundtracks, man. If I were a movie producer, I'd be banging on her door. And like any good composer, she has a reprisal at the end. This is our way out. This is the denouement. Just, it's a spectacular piece of music. I love it. I don't know how you guys feel about stuff like this. I love it. I'm gonna watch that whole interview she had and see what I can deduce about the person. And I really wonder if he's going to go on to ask her a lot more personal questions, and she's going to get more defensive postured. Look at that. Oh man, I don't know that she's going to be liking that interview. But unfortunately, if you ask her a bunch of personal questions, then she's going to be saying the things that I want to be able to deduce. That's going to kind of suck. But yeah, I'm going to go watch that interview. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.